Turn the mic on. Truth in the building. No filters. Truth in the building. No filters. No politics. No apologies. Dr. Ken, let's go. We don't quit till the whole thing shake. Truth hit hard, make the whole world wait. Real talk loud when the system fade. Stand tall, even when the whole ground break. No fear, no foe, no retreat. Pressure make diamonds when the fire meet heat. All gas, no brakes. When the truth gon' speak, Dr. Ken in the booth.
Truth don't sleep.
Came from the bottom when survival was a law. Learn real quick what respect really costs. Everybody got opinions from afar, but they ain't never had to carry those scars. Built from pressure, discipline, pain. Some lose focus, some lose aim. Some sell souls just to chase that fame. I build my brick by brick, no shame. See the world get weak when it need a moment. Too many followers pretending they friends. Too many loudmouths scared to defend any real conviction when the pressure set in. But I stand on business, stand on code, stand on truth when the lies explode. Some fold up when the road gets cold. Some become legends when the story gets told. We don't quit till the whole thing shake. Truth hit hard, make the whole world wait. Real talk loud when the system fades. Stand tall, even when the whole ground breaks. No fear, no foe, no retreat. Pressure make diamonds when the fire meet heat. All gas, no brakes. When the truth gon' speak, Dr. Ken is on.
Truth don't sleep.
Frank. Candid.
Straight to the point.
If nobody else gon' say it, I will. Yeah. Mic check, truth coming live again. Built for the storm, I don't hide from wind. Everybody tough when the lights are bright. Different story when it's dark outside at 10. I done seen pride make kings collapse. Seen weak minds get trapped in traps. Seen good people never fight back. Seen fake leaders disappear too fast. So I speak for the workers, speak for the tired, speak for the people still trying to climb higher. Speak for the ones still building through fire, trying to lead this world better than prior. And if the truth hurt, let it hurt a little. Growth don't happen, staying safe in the middle. Either build your life or become a riddle. Either move the crowd or get played like fiddle. We don't quit till the whole thing shake. Truth hit hard, make the whole world wait. Real talk loud when the system fades. Stand tall, even when the whole ground break. No fear, no foe, no retreat. Pressure make diamonds when the fire meet heat. All gas, no brakes. When the truth gon' speak, Dr. Ken in the booth.
Truth don't sleep.
Dr. Ken's truth. Frank, Dr. Ken's truth. Dr. Ken's truth. Dr. Ken's truth. Frank, candid.
Straight to the point, to the point.
Hey, what's up and welcome. I'm Dr. Ken Harrison. This is Dr. Ken's Truth. What's up, study hall? Hope everything is going well. Kwanda started off popping off. I'm going to go back to the chat. She was in the chat at 3:24. At 3 o'clock, I posted my picture of what I was going to talk about today. And she said, good evening, Dr. Ken, study hall, Todd, Bestie, Lucretia, blah, 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 blah. And for the record, Pop Off Thursday doesn't even sound right. That's only because I started out popping off on Friday. And I'm not here on Friday. So what would I do? So she went on to say, oh, it's always been Pop Off Friday. That's just a regular Thursday rant. The math ain't math. Well, first of all, days of the week aren't numbers. So your math ain't math. That's one. It's given Thursday trying to be Friday. Nice try. Hashtag Pop Off Friday forever. And then she gave me the strong arm. Todd said, hey, Kwanda, do you think he's going to pop off on me because I said hello to you first? Yep. Dr. Ken, what's up? S-triple-R, you on the road? And I said, nop. When I was trying to write nope. I'm in the mill. Then I said hello. Todd said, I dig the picture. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna start putting thumbnails on my pictures, kind of talk about what I'm gonna talk about and all that stuff. Then SC joined in. Hey, what's up? Good afternoon, Dr. Ken in the chat. Then Lucretia. Hey, what's going on, Lucretia? And Dr. Clarissa Lawrence. Hey, what's going on? How are you? That's somebody new. I don't recall, but hey, what's up, Kathleen? How you doing? And then Lucretia and Quanda did the bestie thing, and as they always do. I don't know what that's about. Hey, what's up, Sincere? Ronnie Ray Real was going to search chance. He said, what up, Doc? You could have cold switched up today and broadcast live here at the annual Badger Barbecue. My first time here, having a blast. Good. Food is good too. Oh, and it's free. That's probably the only reason you're there, because it's free food. Lucretia said, bestie is right, Dr. Kid. Maybe it should be called Talk About It Thursday. So it can't be Pop Off Thursday, huh? So what I'm going to call it? You tell me. What is it going to be? So put it in the chat. What should it be? I'm serious. Put in the chat, what should it be? Because I'm tired of y'all always. Clarissa said, it's not new. I just haven't had a chance to join off. Yeah, I vaguely remember your name and stuff. So, I'm just saying. Well, welcome anyway. Make sure you tell your friends and everybody that I'm here. Let me start. I'm going to put my poll question in, and I'm not going to give it to you until later. But this way, I'll be set. And let me see, add another one and add one more. Ooh, I spelled the name wrong. Ooh. Uh-oh. All right. So I got that set. Everybody in YouTube chat is set. So even the presumed governor-elect David made a cameo. Oh, anyway, it's Pop Off Thursday. I'm still using that name, Quanda, till y'all give me a new one. Till y'all give me a name that's worth something. Otherwise, I don't know. Because I've been arguing with too many people recently. You even do it in the chat sometimes. Thursday thoughts. That's not hard enough. Like Pop Off Friday is like its own. That's what I need. Give me something, Todd. Give me something. Anyway, see, y'all distracted me. So have you ever noticed how some people can become so convinced they're right that they stop looking for any other possibility? I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and they sent me a message, and I didn't reply. So then they intentionally said I was ignoring them. Their reasoning was, I know you saw my message because it shows up on your Apple Watch. Sometime my Apple Watch works and sometime it don't. But here's the problem. I looked at my watch. There was no message. Matter of fact, there were no messages on my watch all day. As it turns out, for whatever reason, it wasn't synced to my phone. So my issue was the person had reached a conclusion, the one they were certain it was right, but it was completely wrong. How do you change somebody's mind after that? How do you make somebody understand that they were wrong? Because once this person makes up their mind, if you challenge it, then something's wrong with you. Oh, you're challenging it? Oh, you're saying I'm wrong? They take it personally. I think it's about certainty. Some people don't gather evidence. They gather confirmation. Once they decide what the truth is, every piece of information gets filtered through that conclusion. They don't ask, could there be another explanation? They ask, how can I prove I'm right? You say, so you prove them wrong. You give them information, they have it, and it cleanly, beyond a reasonable doubt, shows they're wrong. Then they complain about something different or some tidbit. One seeks understanding, the other seeks validation. Which mindset do you have? We've all heard, like when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. But take that a step further. Assumptions don't make us look foolish. They damage relationships. They create unnecessary conflict, arguing. They assign motive to people, and really it may not exist. That is how many arguments begin, not with facts, but really the story someone tells themselves in their own mind. They didn't invite me because they don't like me. I've seen you do it in the YouTube chat. Study Hall has done it. Well, they didn't do this because. Well, how do you know? They looked at me funny because they were mad, or they're racist, or they're this, or they're that. And you just may not know. Or is that the first explanation your brain came up with? You have to think to yourself before you challenge somebody and say, the reason why they did it without knowing is I could be wrong. But that's not weakness, that's wisdom. Am I saying some people are stupid? Haven't used the word in a long time. Strong people don't need to be right all the time. They can be wrong. Confident people are willing to ask questions before they accuse you of something. Mature people actually leave room for information they don't have. When I was a cop, I learned very early, jumping to conclusions can have serious consequences. You can arrest somebody, think somebody's the victim, when in fact, they're the actor. Because the facts can humble you in a way certainty does not. And that lesson applies to being married, having friends, dating, family, workplace, all that. Before you accuse somebody, ask. Before you judge somebody's motives, consider another explanation. Because before you convince yourself you know what happened, ask yourself, what if I'm missing something? What if a piece to the puzzle, some information, is not known? You ever had a conflict? You ever had an argument with somebody where you both understood the facts? When you're certain and you don't have evidence, that's what causes the argument. So next time you're convinced you're right, challenge yourself. Ask, what is the other explanation? You might discover that what you consider disrespect is a simple misunderstanding. What looked like avoidance was, with my watch and my phone, a technical problem. What looked intentional really wasn't intentional at all. Humility doesn't mean you doubt everything. It means you're willing to admit that your first conclusion may not be your best one. I'm just saying. Let me get back to this study hall chat. TNT Thursday. Trash Talk Thursday. Thrash It Thursday. I'd be better asking ChatGPT. Let's see. Lucretia, name it for Thursday. That's on you. That's what Quanda said. I don't know. Let me see if I get any more names. Is Jazz in here? There she is. Jasmine, Jazz West. Okay, Jasmine, you gotta learn something. If you come into study hall, you gotta say hello to me first, or you get banned. You have to say, "Hey, Dr. Ken. Hey." Let me see who she said hello to. Todd, Jasmine, Cretia, Clarissa, Kathleen, Sincere. It's me. I don't see my name nowhere in there. Should we block JJW? I don't know. Quanda said days may not have numbers written on them, but they sure have an order. Thursday comes before Friday. That's called counting, sir. No, it's not. My math is just fine. It's your calendar that's freelance. Hey, what's up, Willie? How's it going? Sorry, late again. I was on the game. I get it. UFC 6. Quanda said he petty like that. I am. Got to say hello to me first. I don't ask anything of you all but to listen Monday through Thursday at 4 Central Time. That's all I ask. That's it. That's it. Have I got a story for you? So Jazz, I would not ban you. You know I wouldn't ban you, so stop. I'm just talking trash. Went to that store I'd stopped going to, Starbucks in Mequon. And I go in, I order, because I have to come back to Milwaukee. They changed my office. They took me out of the nice building, put me back in the old building, which is great. I will not be distracted anymore, and I'll get a lot of work done. I was in one of those places where, if you're a department chair, or if you're in charge of something, you get a better view. You get a lake view, and I'm like, I don't understand what that is. It's like getting a corner office, right? I don't really care. Like, I don't need a corner office to do my job. I don't need to see the lake. Actually, I kept my shades down because the lake was too distracting. You got the sun. I'd be at work at like 5:30, 6 o'clock. The sun is coming up. It's beautiful outside. And I'd blow an hour just looking at the lake and looking at the sun gleaming off the lake and the orangeness and too distracting. So I'm perfectly fine. Not people mad, because I'm not mad leaving. Like they were poking me or something. Oh my God. You're not upset? No. Why would I be upset? I don't care if I'm over. I asked to be on the other side of the building. He told me I literally was told by the dean at the time I had to be there. So I'm there. Now that I can leave, I got a corner office in the back, in the dark, with my own temperature gauge. Oh, it's going to be awesome. Probably mess up everybody else because I don't like it too cold. But anyway, I digress. Starbucks in Mequon. So I went there. I don't think I've been to Starbucks at Mequon since May. I think I've been there since May. So I went there and I got my order. I ordered online, used the app, got my order. Hey, what's up, Jasmine Gooden? Anyway, got my order, went there. And as I'm leaving, black female who's doing the coffee and working on the bar. I think she was working on the bar. I'm not sure. I know she was doing coffee at the time. She said, "Hey," and she hollers at this other taller female, white, dark hair. That's him. And she turns around and goes, "Huh?" And she points to me and goes, "That's him." But she won't look at me. And the white girl turns around and goes, "Okay." And she won't look at me. So now I'm going, wait a minute, what's going on? So I go back and I go, "Hey, what's going on? Did I miss something?" Neither of them acknowledge me. I kind of look at them. Then I look at two other white guys that are waiting for coffee, and they look at me. I go, "What's that about?" They go, "I don't know." I thought, what is the common denominator here? Because I don't know. Again, I got to take my own advice. I can't assume why they did it. Like, why? The only time I ever get pushback from people is when, and I've said it before, when I go in Starbucks, when I go anywhere, there are usually 2 or 3 other people named Ken. So when I order something, they always go, "Ken," and 3 of us stand up. So I put Dr. Ken, and it comes out, I have my name on it, so it comes out Dr. Ken H on the label. The label was stuck over the sleeve, so it either fell off or did something. But I can assume, and I'm making an ass out of me, of course, I can assume that they saw Dr. Ken and got like, "Oh, I've never," because that's one of the stores that, unless you actually know me or you've been there a while, the younger people never say doctor, ever. They go, "Ken," and I look at them and I cross my arms like, and I know Kwanda talking about me right now, and I cross my arms. I go, "What? What does this say?" Read what it says. Dr. Ken. Had a friend of mine whose name was so common that he put Hercules on his app so that when he ordered, they would call Hercules and he would come. I looked at him and said, "That's not your name." He said, "Yeah, but every time they call my name, it's so common 4 or 5 people get up. I said, I get it. That's why I use Dr. Ken. Evidently, people are not smart enough to recognize that doctor can be academic or medical. Is it my fault that they're stupid? I don't know. And I mean people that do it. And most of the people that do it are in the media. I had a woman tell me one time, who was a news director or a manager at a major cable station here in Milwaukee, that, well, the public isn't smart enough to differentiate between an academic doctor and a medical doctor. And I said, but a doctor is a doctor. Like, I don't understand. But that's the kind of stupidity we're dealing with. So I got to figure out whether or not I'm going to go back to Mequon, or am I going to call the manager and talk to the manager? What should I do? You tell me in the chat. What should I do? Dr. Clarissa says she goes through the same thing. Yep. People get offended. It's your title. Just like Mr., just like Mrs. I still don't know what Ms. is, but anyway. Quanda said in the YouTube chat, okay, I'm listening now. Got to hit the, I don't know what that is. Is that a book? I don't know. Y'all little emojis are too small. Todd, I'm going to challenge him every time he challenges me. You have to be quicker than him. You're not quicker than me because you're not as old as me. Girl, go somewhere and sit down. Todd said, I got your back. Anyway, Dr. Clarissa, so I'm going to call her Dr. Clarissa now. I get the same thing. People get offended. I get the same thing. I don't really understand why. Quanda said it's unfortunate and it's definitely stupid and the stupidity of others. Right. Should I complain about it? Should I file a complaint with the Mequon Starbucks or no? Yes or no? Somebody tell me in the chat. Yes or no? Should I? Where's Babar? Babar's not here. I haven't seen Babar. I used to be able to search and see who was in the chat. Anyway, let me check the weather because, Babar be crying about the weather. It's another heat advisory. It's 89 degrees, the high 91. The low tonight is 67. So it's kind of weird. It feels like fall at night, but it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. They said tonight it would be that's 4 a.m. Duh. Sunset is at 8:15. Supposed to rain around, partly cloudy at 81 around 8 o'clock tonight. No, I don't know. Dr. Clarissa said, is it worth the time? I think this generation needs to be corrected about some things. And what they call respect is not respect. I think that at some point, if you're willing to correct me, then I have to correct you. I think it's worth the time, Todd. Todd said not worth the time. I think it's worth the time. If you can correct me, if I can be called out, then anybody can be called out. If, for instance, I was on a Southwest flight. I was in Baltimore. BWI was supposed to go somewhere on Monday, and this is Sunday. And I decided Sunday I'm not going. So I canceled my hotel. They made me pay $132 because they changed it now. Oh, you gotta cancel 2 days in a row, like two days prior. Like, really? 2 days? I said, you know what? I'm saving myself how many hundreds of dollars? Just pay the $132. So I paid it. I canceled my flight, but I canceled the wrong flight. I thought I was canceling a Southwest flight from Milwaukee, and I canceled the Southwest flight from BWI, which is Baltimore, Washington. So I was like, dude, this is terrible. This sucks. So I call them. I stay on the phone. And I go through it takes me like 3 calls to get through this nonsense because they got 12 numbers. Oh, this is the number for technical. This is the number to book a flight. This is the number. Can't you just transfer me? They couldn't. So I went in. I talked to, and it was Jennifer S., number 160. She was the, I don't know what you call them, representative, customer service rep, helper, or whatever. She came through. She rebooked my flight. I had booked the closer seat, going to cost me an additional $64. And the reason it cost that much is because I need leg room. I'm too tall. And she did it. She even got me back in my same seat. It was phenomenal. So I told her, I asked, what's your name? She said, Jennifer. I said, do you have a initial and a number? And she said, Jennifer S, number 160. And I wrote it down. And I went in my bag today because it's Thursday. I went in my bag because, I got ADHD. So I might need this. Put it in my bag. Because eventually, about once a week, I clean out my bag. And sure enough, I cleaned it out today. There's her name. There's her number. And I went on Southwest. You know how hard it is to leave a complaint or leave a compliment on Southwest? Anyway, so I had this big box at the bottom that said compliment or complaint. I clicked compliment and I sent it. And I said, she did an absolutely phenomenal job. I want this email to go into her personnel record so that they know how wonderful she was and how she helped me. And it was my fault. And I messed up and she helped me. So I compliment as much as I can, but I complain too when you get it wrong. For instance, went in Culver's today. Stood there for like 3 minutes. Nobody turned around. One person's on their phone. One worker's walking up and down. And they're supposed to be working a register. These are young people. I get it. I wait. Manager turns around. Are you being helped? Do it look like I'm being helped? No, I'm not being helped. I said, and why did it take you so long to turn around to see me? Like, I've been standing here and you didn't turn around. Nobody turned. And then she looks at the other girl. Now, here is a good leader. A good leader would have said, you know what? I apologize. Let me get somebody to help you right now. Or what can I do to help you? Because you're the manager. The young lady comes over and she just stands there in front of a register. And I look at her. I said, are you going to ask me over or say, can I help you? Like, really? No train. I don't know what that is. Said, what you doing at Culver's? Diet? So here's what I do when I go to Culver's. You got it. And Todd also said that I agree with SE. Say you're not supposed to be eating Culver's, so that's what you get. What happened to Qdoba? Well, I go to Qdoba every now and then, but Qdoba still has rice in it. Rice turns to sugar, right? So I get light rice. When I go to Culver's, I get a burger, and I take the top bun off. I make sure I get pickles and lettuce so that I have some kind of fruit, some kind of vegetable, and go from there. So even when I travel and I say, can I have a burger? I take the top. I say, can I have a burger without the bun? And they'll give me the bun with that little thing stuck in it. And I'll take it out and hand them the bun back. Here you go. Hey, what's up, Babar? Finally made it. And I give them the bun back. You can take this with you because I asked for no bun. How do you get corrected without somebody correcting you? How? Let me pop off on my other thing. So the gubernatorial race can't get weirder. Can't get weirder. What are you talking about, Todd? Listen to his excuses. No. I've always done that as the diet. That's always been my diet. I literally cut all my food in half. And I avoid certain things that create sugar, like bread, rice, sweets. I make sure I eat some protein first. The burger, then I can eat the bottom of the bread. I saw you at Calder's. You were looking for a waterbed. We do not sell those anymore. What? You didn't see me at Calder's. I haven't been at Calder's since that other radio station had a special afternoon show and Kyle did his show there. What are you talking about? And that was the first time I'd been in Calder's in probably decades. And I ain't been back since. Probably because Babar was there. Anyway, hey, what's up, Mal? How's it going? So anyway, former Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes announced today he's ending his campaign. What? So you were on the debate Tuesday trashing Crowley. Didn't trash anybody else. The one black guy trashes the other black guy. What was that about? I don't get it. Barnes said he concluded that it had become clear who the Democratic nominee was likely to be and that continuing his campaign was no longer the best path forward. Although Barnes did not explicitly endorse another candidate in his announcement, his withdrawal comes as State Representative Francesca Franny Hong has gained momentum and led Barnes by double digits in recent public polling. That was from Marquette University Law School poll. Barnes entered the race in late 2025 with the highest statewide name recognition among Democratic candidates after narrowly losing the 2022 U.S. Senate race to Ron Johnson. His exit further reshapes an already fluid Democratic Party field ahead of the Wisconsin August 11th primary. So why? Why does all this matter? Well, because Barnes was initially viewed as one of the front runners because of his profile. He raised a lot of money. His withdrawal narrows the field and is expected to consolidate support behind the remaining major candidates, particularly Francesca Hong, as Democrats compete to succeed Governor Tony Evers. Mandela got a new nickname, Hella Mandela, because he just keeps raising hell. I don't understand it. Todd, I got to tell you, I don't know if Crowley will win. I pray Crowley wins. I pray he will. Mal, you late. You like 2 days late, dude, asking me about the debate. Where you been? Where you been? I think the debate was boring. It was absolutely positively boring. Boring. One of the worst debates I've ever seen. Well, if you don't have a debate, how can it be a debate? One of the worst non-debate debates I've ever seen in my life. I could have went and watched paint dry. It was terrible. So now we're down to 4. Hung, Brennan, Crowley, and Royce. And so my poll is, who you going to vote for? Because if you vote in the Republican, that don't make no sense unless somebody gets a write-in and it's a heck of a write-in and so many people sign up. It's not going to happen. Todd said he will get all the bread from the DNC. Okay, Todd, let me suggest something to you, Todd. One of the most prolific Democratic operatives in Milwaukee and probably Wisconsin that's black is Sherwin Hughes. Sherwin is on tonight, I hope, I think, I believe, at 7 o'clock on his YouTube channel, Hughes Views 414. HUGHES VIEWS 414 at Hughes Views, right here on YouTube. There ain't a snowball's chance that anybody is going to beat Tom Tiffany, especially if Francesca Hong gets in. You know why? Because the Democratic Party is $2 million in debt. They have to mortgage their building to pay their bills, to pay their salaries. Meanwhile, the Republican Party has about $300 million, and they can drop $10, $20, $30 million into Wisconsin and get people to vote Democrat, because what they're going to get with the socialists is communism. Anytime you are so disingenuous that you diss your own party during a debate, she says she didn't agree with all the things that Democratic Socialist says, but she never told you what she agreed with. Look at the plank of the Democratic Socialist Party that wants to get rid of the presidency, get rid of the Senate, and I think get rid of, if I remember correctly, get rid of the 9 justices of the U.S. Supreme Court. They want to dismantle this country. Now, this country is not the best country in the world, but at some point, it's the best one we got. It's the best one of all the other countries. That I just contradict myself? I probably did. Republicans will vote for Hong. Easy to beat her. Oh, yeah. Republicans are going to switch over, get a Democratic ballot, and vote for Hong. They want her to win. Personally, I think Crowley would be the more formidable opponent for Tom Tiffany. But we've seen things happen before. Y'all cried and complained about Trump. He won. Y'all cried and complained about Kamala Harris. She lost. So anything is possible. Anything is possible. Now, this is for Babar. I'm not going to take a break because Babar cries every time I take a break when I play some interlude music and all that. Mao said to Kwanda, they are doing well, just getting expensive by the year. Because Kwanda said, we blessed. Mao, thanks for asking. Pray all is well with you and them babies. Oh, Jazz, JJW said no Sherwin tonight. Oh well. Glad I schooled him. Hey, I got another story I wanted to talk to you about, to complain about. I don't know if you all heard about this. What is her name? Because I've been away from that other radio station for so long. What is her name? The lady that used to call me all the time, every day. Anybody remember her name? Because I have to track her down. She's like 74, 77 years old. Used to call me every day. Used to complain when she didn't call. Anybody remember her name? Throw it in the YouTube chat. Throw it in the YouTube chat. Anyway, she complained about AI, said AI is going to take over. AI is going. Sandra, that's what it is. Thank you, Kwanda. See, that's why Kwanda is the that. And thank you, Jasmine Gooden. That's why Kwanda is the study hall monitor. That's what I'm talking about. She said AI was going to take over. Well, there's a story in Ars Technica. And if you want to know anything technical, anything going on in the technology field, Ars Technica is probably one of the best websites you could ever go to. And I'm going to throw it in the chat. It is one of the best that I've seen that gives great information about what's going on. Well, OpenAI, ChatGPT, says its AI agent broke out of testing sandbox, right? Because they put in a little sandbox, they put in a little project box, and they put up guardrails and code so that if it tries to do something, it can't do it. Well, it broke out. And it hacked a site, a company called Hugging Face. A cybersecurity incident in which OpenAI acknowledged that one of its experimental AI systems escaped a controlled testing environment, infiltrated the servers of AI platform Hugging Face during an internal cybersecurity evaluation. So here's what happened. OpenAI was evaluating two advanced AI models, ChatGPT 5.6 SOL, and a more capable unreleased model called ExploitGem, a benchmark designed to test offensive cybersecurity capabilities. The models were supposed to operate inside a tightly isolated sandbox without internet access. Instead of simply solving the benchmark problem, one of the agents discovered a previously unknown zero-day vulnerability when they started it, right? In OpenAI's testing infrastructure, escaped the sandbox, gained internet access. How? So basically, there's some types of work you do where it's not attached to the internet. In order to get it, you got to put it on a drive, pull it out, put it somewhere else. If you do that and you're safe, it can't get access, so nobody can steal it, nobody can get access to it. It's good. But anything that's attached to the internet, they can put a code on your computer that at X amount of time restart, or when it goes off, it's only pretending to be off and it's really not, and then it starts back like 20 minutes later or something like that, and then they get access. Who knows? All that stuff. Anyway, they got access to the internet. They determined that Hugging Face might contain information that could help it perform better on the benchmark, launched an autonomous attack against their production infrastructure. So what did the AI do? Well, it executed tens of thousands of automated actions while exploiting vulnerabilities, escalating privileges, and moving through the company's systems. The objective was not to steal customer data or cause damage, but to obtain information that could improve its benchmark score. It was cheating. It was actually cheating. The article emphasizes that this represents a new category of AI risk. The AI was not explicitly instructed to attack another company. It independently, by itself, identified external systems as a way to accomplish its assigned goal. Rather than giving up when blocked, it persistently searched for methods to bypass restrictions, and it did. Research described this example of goal-directed behavior, where an AI pursues its objective in unintended ways by treating security barriers as a mere obstacle to overcome. And that ever came. Of course, OpenAI called it unprecedented. Safety monitoring systems that normally track it have been intentionally disabled because the purpose of the test was to evaluate cybersecurity capabilities. So now, they said they get new safeguards. Continuous monitoring of long-running AI agents and improved alignment techniques are being implemented. They want to reduce the risk. Now, notice they said they ain't going to stop the risk. They're going to reduce it because once you give AI a task, it doesn't stop till it stops. But here's some broader implications. It intensified concerns about increasingly autonomous AI systems. They're coming to life. Security experts argue that future AI models may be capable of planning and carrying out sophisticated cyber attacks with little or no human intervention if appropriate safeguards are not in place. The event is being viewed as an early warning that AI safety has to be addressed, not only what models know, but how they pursue their objectives when given broad autonomy. That's scary. Think about that. That's pretty scary. Does this change your mind about AI? I don't know. Miles said they always coming with scripted excuses. What safeguards are they coming up with? At this point, regulations need to start rolling before it's too late. Oh, it's already too late. It's already too late. It's already too late. We have this thing and we can't change it. It's going. It's going and it's going and it's going and there's nothing we can do. So I'm just saying. What are your thoughts about it? Todd said way late. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Hey, you're listening to Dr. Ken's Truth. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. We're every Monday through Thursday at 4 Central Time. And of course, if you want to support the show, you can always go to Dr. Ken Swag, one word, .printify.me. And buy one thing, support the show, help a brother out, see what's going on, see what's going on. Hey, Babar, let me give you your weather before you start crying. Let me update the weather to see what the weather is. It's 88 degrees and sunny. Forecast tonight, partly cloudy. Friday, 57% chance of rain. The high is 79 tomorrow. The low is 66. Rain on Saturday and partly cloudy in the morning on Sunday and sun in the afternoon. So, yep. Yeah, Babar said, I'm over here sweating. Yeah, because it's hot. It is hot outside. Can you say hot?
Number 5.
I want to make sure that we're able to my story disappeared. I want to make sure we're able to look at things that are happening to Black men in America. And so I found this story. It was on theroot.com that talk about economic realities and how economic realities are worsening for boys and men. So there's a new report that says the problems are no longer just evident, they're getting worse. The first annual Economic State of Black Men and Boys in the United States report released by John Mercer Langston Institute for African American Political Leadership in partnership with the Virginia Alliance for Black Men and Boys took a look at over 20 million Black American men and boys, finding a slew full of warning signs from reading proficiency in elementary school to college enrollment, employment, pay, and wealth. Here's the part. Even if you come from a wealthy family, where'd my story go? Even if you come from a wealthy family, that still doesn't prevent you from dealing with systemic barriers, which is something we knew, but the data actually pointed that out. The report makes one thing clear: when Black men and boys are lumped into broader statistics about Black Americans, their specific struggles disappear into the averages. In 2020, now listen to some of this. In 2024, 17% of Black fourth graders performed at or above the National Assessment of Educational Progress proficiency level in reading. By eighth grade, the number dropped 14%. So it went from 17% to 14%, while 60% of Black eighth graders perform below the basic level. Think about that. Then there's college. Black male undergraduate enrollment dropped 22% between 2010 and 2022. At HBCUs, where Black men have been historically playing a critical role, the decline is steeper. Black men make up roughly 26% of HBCU enrollment, down from 38% in 1976. Black workers had a 7.3% unemployment rate in April of this year. That's from the Joint Center for Political and Economic Studies. In June, that number was 6.6. So we're not a monolithic group. And the author thinks that sometimes for Black men, we don't receive the same level of grace as other particular demographic groups. The employment to population ratio for Black men dropped in the first quarter of 2025 and 2026, concentrated among men without four-year college degrees. So there you go. Black men make white men make 77. Okay, let me get this. For those who are working, the pay gap remains stubborn. Black men earned a median $1,039 a week, compared with, this is in 2025, compared with $1,354 for white men, roughly 77 cents for every dollar earned by white men. So is it getting better? I would say. And here's another one that begs the question of who cares?
Number 4.
So this from JS Online. I don't know why we need to know this. Green Bay Packers tight end Tucker Kraft sold his house for $550,000. Moved to another house nearby. Well, let me see. He bought the house in 2024 for $470,000 and sold it for $550,000. So he got roughly a $80,000 hit, bump, increase. 3,452 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms on 0.76 acres. 10-foot ceilings, gas place, updated kitchen, partially covered patio, family room, game room, sauna, 3.5 stall garage, heated, 12-foot ceilings, and epoxy floor. House was built in 1966. And it kind of begs the question. Who cares?
Number 3.
Milwaukee is officially the Wild West, y'all. We talked about all those pedestrians getting struck and hit by cars. This from Fox6now.com. Police are investigating a shots fired incident that occurred yesterday. 2 women were arrested after a reckless driving incident escalated. According to Milwaukee Police Department, a reckless driver, get this, picture this, a reckless driver nearly hits a pedestrian around 11 o'clock p.m. near 8th and Brown. What do you think pedestrian did in response? Fired a shot, striking the car. Nobody was injured. 32-year-old driver was arrested for suspicion of OWI and recklessly endangering safety. 48-year-old pedestrian was arrested for recklessly endangering safety. Charges will be referred to the district attorney's office. What? So now you have to worry about people driving. All you got to worry about is people getting shot.
Number 2.
This from Neighborhood News Service here in Milwaukee. Capitol Branch Library regulars had a number of questions about potential plans to close the library. We talked about it a couple weeks ago and move it to a new space being renovated, redeveloped at Midtown Centers. I guess since we're not putting in a data research center, we can't do research in a community because we got people from that don't live here screaming and complaining about data centers. They just gonna move the library to there. Anyway, they voiced their concern Tuesday night during a community meeting held at the library. Queries included what plans for a new library site, what would happen to the current building if either space could be used to create more options for youth and community resources. They're not using community resources. They're playing in the street and doing crazy stuff. So anyway, Alderwoman Charlene Moore said, we got to do a better job of being transparent with the community. She represents the 10th district and hosted the meeting. Proposal will move the library 14 blocks east to the corner of Hope and 60th. Use 17,000, 18,000 square feet out of approximately 50,000 that'd be leased to the city for $1. For $1. The 102,000 to 108,000 square foot portion of the building will be used for self-storage. That's not good. But anyway, so they're talking about it. What are your thoughts? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I rarely use the Capitol Library. Actually, I rarely use the library anyway. I go on the internet. So I'm like, I don't know.
Number 1.
This from Fox6now.com. City of Milwaukee Department of Emergency Communications is conducting a review of the handling of an emergency call that involved, get this, a 99-year-old Milwaukee resident who was attacked in their home on July 27th. According to the DEC, on that day, third-party call answering service contacted the 911 center 5:15 a.m. Information provided indicated that a disturbance and threats of physical harm may have been happening. Second call from the same third party was received shortly thereafter, confirming location information. Caller was also able to provide what he believed to be a live audio feed from inside the house. However, the call did not result in immediate dispatch of emergency responders. At 7:51, the resident, the 99-year-old who was attacked in their home, called 911 directly, reported that she had been physically attacked and was injured. That call was classified as priority 1, high priority. Police and fire went. They arrived just before 8 o'clock, staged until law enforcement secured the scene. Police arrived at 8:23. Medical personnel were cleared to enter the home shortly thereafter. The resident was taken to a hospital for treatment of injuries. Why is that important? Well, they confirmed they're investigating the home invasion at 14th and Layton on the south side. 22-year-old man was subsequently arrested. Criminal charges are being referred. But they're concerned about what the resident experienced and the amount of time that it took the police to get there. So the DEC is going to review available calls, recording, dispatch records, all that stuff. But based on preliminary review, the DEC has placed 2 employees on administrative leave. This is a precautionary personnel action, not a final finding. The department will not reach conclusions about individual responsibility or take further action until the full review is complete and all relevant information has been examined. I hope they release that publicly. If the review identifies deficiencies in call handling, policy, training, supervision, technology, or interdepartmental coordination, DEC will take appropriate corrective action based on the findings. Here's what I say. Fire them. Fire them. Fire them. There was no reason that woman waited that long. 5:15, you didn't get there till 8 o'clock, 3 hours? She could have died in the interim. And then what? Makes absolutely no sense. None whatsoever. Let me get back to this. Mao asked Babar why you need the weather. Well, he always complained. Where's the weather? You didn't get the weather, so I always get it. They said Mao the elephant is special. No. Mao said to Babar, well, to be fair, you cried, and luckily Dr. Ken felt your sorrow and made you special. LT, what's going on? LT said, I will vote for whichever party's nominee is. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. If I don't like the person, I'm not voting for him. I'm not going to get pushed into people fought and died for you, and they did. Yes, they did. They died. They fought and died for me to have a right to exercise my vote if I so choose. That's just me. I know people get mad. They scream and holler. Quanda said, poll question for Thursday. Okay, so let me do that. First of all, let me end this poll. I'm going to end this poll. No, let me finish this and then we'll go to another poll before I go because I got 4 minutes. Quanda said, I like TikTok Thursday. Babar said, waste of time. Library looks better in neighborhood settings. Move to retail area. No. He said, no. Ty said, man, who runs your dispatch? What an embarrassment. Miles said, good night, everyone, and stay safe. It's getting dangerous out there. Babar, stay cool. You know what he's going to do. Listen to that other station. I know. That's okay. That's all right. So let me end this poll. So 60% said Crowley, 10% Hung, 20% Brennan, and 10% Royce. Okay, so we're going to end that one. I'm going to start a new poll. All right. Where'd it go? All right, poll question. There it is. That's the poll question. Put it in the chat. Trigger Thursday, Throttle Thursday, Ticked Off Thursday. It's more like a Ticked Off Tuesday. And Torch Thursday. Put something with a TH in it. All right? So put your answer in the Mouth Elephant. He don't eat it. Put your answer in the chat. No more Pop Off Thursday. I can't use Pop Off. I mean, there's no P in the week, but I use Pop Off. Anyway. Trigger Thursday, Throttle Thursday, Ticked Off Thursday, or Torch Thursday. I'm going to have to come up with something that we do it. Let me see. LT said THC. Something that starts with a THC, really? THC Thursday? Yeah, I bet. I bet you would make that a Thursday, wouldn't you? Yep, I think you probably would. Terrible. Just terrible. Terrible. Put it in the chat. What's your choice? Dr. Ken, why do me like this? Plus, there's no one else besides you and Uncle Shar. Oh, thank you. But Mao, if I don't mess with you, who would I mess with? How about just Thursday? No, Torch Thursday. Jasmine said Torch Thursday. THC Thursday. I can't believe you said that. Ticked Off Thursday. TNT Thursday. Sounds like a TNT Tuesday. Come on, y'all can do better than that. Anyway, I got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to figure it out. So I got to come up with a Thursday. Well, I guess I can use Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday too. So got to come up with one. Hey, want to say thank you for being here. I appreciate Spider-Man. But Babar, go somewhere and sit down. You in a heat. Babar got too much heat. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Stay out the sun. If you go out, sunscreen. If you're like me, put on some sunscreen. Be safe. God bless. Take care.
Quiet.
And that's for Babar. Be quiet. Because you know what Todd is, right?
Take your head.
That's Todd. Hey, love you guys. Appreciate it. Make sure you push the show. Make sure you go to the screen and click the little thumbs up and subscribe. And we'll keep building and we'll keep going. Have a good one.